Welcome back, folks, to Final Fantasy XI. How you all doing today? Today, we're gonna continue tracking down the people we need to track down. This time we're tracking down Tenzen. And he is in Lathane. From what I'm seeing, this is probably going to be one of the easier ones. One of the easier paths. Or so it should be. Because unlike the other path with Omia, there's no battles in this path. See, we're looking for G6. Since Carbuncle has split himself up into multiple pieces, you know, it being Carbuncle and all, tracking Carbuncle down is going to be more complicated than you would expect. Remember what it took to even talk to Carbuncle in the first time we talked to him, which was when we unlocked Summoner. We had to have a ruby, first of all, and then we had to do something even more silly than just possessing the ruby. We had to expose it to all different weather patterns. All the different weather patterns. Before he revealed himself. And was even able to communicate with us. So, Carbuncle being a terrestrial avatar is, well, unfortunate. Why Carbuncle did that? I don't know. Because that seems like an excessive action. More than anything. A moment, Rachnios. Common rumor has it that one can meet with the terrestrial avatar Carbuncle. Could it be true? Carbuncle, bringer of rainbows, I am Tenzen of the Far East. Sent here across the seas at the behest of Phoenix. The Keeper of the Apocalypse has come to Vanadiel, and 4 of the Mother Crystals are besieged by darkness. Yet, in the face of this crisis, Bahamut and Diablos do nothing to defend them. Diabolos draws souls into his dream world to shelter people from the emptiness. And Bahamut relies on his worms for the destruction of every last person in Vanadiel in the name of some ancient pact. Carbuncle, we all carry the curse of Promethea within us. And it is not within our power to lift this bane. But I cannot accept this justification for genocide. We were born as part of fate's design, and we will live within the lives we have been given. You who have brought the soul of Phoenix across the waves, and you who carries the blessing of the Mother Crystal. You have finally come into contact with the will of Promethea. I knew, even should the past be ground to dust, there would come a time when people would uncover the truth. No matter how tightly it was sealed, as long as it exists alongside the Mother Crystal, Promethea's will shall one day awaken. That's why I've come to guide you. Guide you to the power of the slumbering gods. As many people as possible must possess the strength to prevent the awakening of the Twilight God. The slumbering gods. You speak of the great avatars that dream away their existence in every corner of Vanadiel? Huh? I sense Phoenix does not approve of my actions. He who tries to save the world, and he who tries to save mankind, Bahamut and Diabolos, would also oppose me if they knew of my plans. Every time the power of the avatars is granted to a person, it hastens the awakening of the sleeping gods. If the siphoning of energy continues, the boundaries of the crystal world they protect will shatter, and their true forms will manifest upon the world of Vanadiel. And then a furious battle will ensue between the terrestrial avatars and the newly awakened gods. But I believe that this is the only option remaining to prevent Promethea's rebirth. The awakening of Promethea draws near. With the Keeper of the Apocalypse now among us, all that remains for us is the gates of paradise to be opened. I do not understand. Has not the pursuit for the gates of paradise been the result of Promethea's curse? If so, everything has been for the purpose of the awakening of the Twilight God? Carbuncle, destroying his minion ourselves is the only way to save the children of Altana. I beg of you to lend us the strength we need. Please, tell us where to find the Keeper of the Apocalypse. You shine so brightly. I know that guiding light well. It's the light standing at your side, merging with your own, that so fills you with hope. Very well. I'll grant you my assistance. You will help us? 30 years ago, I sensed the birth of the Keeper of the Apocalypse. After a number of years, the presence faded, and I could no longer sense its presence. However, the fiery bird of resurrection will continue to lead your steps in this journey. And that is why I will lend my strength to Phoenix's diminished soul. You have our thanks, bringer of rainbows. I'm delirious with joy at your words. Do not rejoice yet, Tenzen. The energy I will share with Phoenix does not exist here. It can be found in a city built by the Kulu on the outskirts of the Zilartan capital. A place known as Soja. The power we granted the Kulu in ancient times should still be within that city. Rachnios, venture deep within the ruins and open Carbuncle's gate. With the knowledge you now hold, you should be able to operate the device that lies within. As I have no strength for battle, outside of you being a summoner, that is, this is the best I can do. But I'm sure you'll find it helpful. Carbuncle, we are in your debt. Raknios, this is the first terrestrial avatar to aid us in our cause. Outside of Phoenix, that is. For others, this will be welcome news indeed. But first, we must secure the energy that is sealed within the ruins of Soja. Let us rendezvous before the gate of the Carbuncle. And so, back to Sojo we go. And it is recommended, actually, we use the Unity Warp to go to Belly Butacine Glacier. Words. Butacine Glacier. So we're gonna take a 125 warp to Butacine. And it is, of course, double freezing today. Of course it is. J8. Okay, yep, we just go inside this lower section here. And that should take us right around where we need to go. There it is. There's the entrance we were looking for. Get out of the winds. And inside this Soja we go. Let's throw it on a couple of the trusts we're gonna need. I might as well throw in the freebie as well. Now there are 16 doors we have to go through. Each one of these doors, there's a possibility it will trigger the spawning of a gargoyle. Now, these other guys are technically aggressive, but because we outleveled them by such a severe level, they don't care. However, it is also possible that a thief can, in fact, pick the trap on the doors. But with us being level 99, these things just die. Or the door can just open. That's a thing it can just do as well. I could see if we were approaching this at level, this would be awfully annoying. And I suppose what they're trying to simulate with this is exactly that. That Soja is in fact an ancient set of ruins, and sometimes things just break over 10,000 years. Hence why the traps fail to activate. Some of these just fail to activate. I mean, each of these doors is technically trapped. Wow, I activated that from a ways away. All these things we have to do to try and reach that middle elevator. And that Tomberry can summon an elemental. Kryptonberry. And here we... Of course you do. Of course, as soon as we get here. Matsui, how will you... You know what? You just be you, Matsui. We're not gonna question how you're just kind of there. Dire mites. But could this really be the Carbuncle Gate? Or is it just generic enough? So, this is the device that will provide us with the power of Carbuncle? Let us begin, Draconios. I can hear the voice of Phoenix. She's telling us to return to the place where we met Celtus. That would be Juno. So back we go to Juno, I guess. Current region, Upper Juno, number 3. Monborough. Aleknios, it seems you've experienced quite a trying ordeal in the northern wastelands. In the Northlands. I've attempted to gather information from the ducal guards. However, none are willing, or should I say allowed, to speak of the matter, though the fear in their eye tells much. That's not all. Recently, there have been unsettling rumors that the end of the world is near. Those rumors also say that the young patient I treated, the girl who had her amulet stolen, is connected with all of this in some matter. I've even heard that the Ducal Guard has a warrant out for her arrest. Preposterous! Lady Parrish is simply being used. The true criminal is that boy. Why, if it is not... I apologize for my sudden entrance, Doctor. Draconios, something terrible is underway. I've come from the Grand Duke Palace. Why does that part of the sentence feel bad? I've come from the Grand Duke Palace, where I heard of the Duchy's ridiculous plan. Juno has begun to mobilize the Ducal Guard in preparation for attack on Bahamut. Yes, Bahamut has threatened Vanadiel with the promise of apocalypse. However, he is still one of the terrestrial avatars bound to protect our world. There must be some way to persuade the conqueror of the skies. And that's why I requested to accompany the commander of the Lady Eshental. Unfortunately, the commander was not one to listen to reason. She's convinced that it would be futile to try and communicate with Bahamut, and the only way to save the people of Vanadiel is to attack the Worm King and his minions before they attack our cities. Well, if they're anything like Final Fantasy XIV dragons, you're absolutely right. This is a very... Communicating with them is not easy or straightforward. Excuse me, I'm not sure if I fully comprehend what you're trying to say. Bahamut is readying to launch an attack on the four nations? That can't be true. But if it was, have the leaders of the nations been informed? Have their armies begun preparations? Unfortunately, Sandoria, Bastok, and Windhurst are more likely to remain oblivious to the situation at hand. And even if they did know, they would have no means of mounting a counterattack. Bahamut is known as the Conqueror of the Skies for a reason. The power he and his minions possess is beyond anything we could imagine. The power to control time and space. That's a leap in logic, Tenzen. Control time and space. The moment he and his minions were to arrive above our cities would be the moment of our defeat. We would have no choice but to accept annihilation. But I still feel that there is still a way. Lady Eshental mentioned that Bahamut is currently building up the energy necessary for transporting his fellow worms to the locations of the attack. If we could reach Bahamut before he has stored enough energy, we may be able to persuade him to not begin his ambush of Vanadiel. Persuade him? The end of the world is right before us, and you want us to sit down and chat with the bringer of that destruction? Exactly! With the Phoenix Blade and Rachnios by my side, I'm positive I can convince Bahamut to spare the lives of those on this world. But to succeed, I require your assistance, Doctor. I need to know where the boy was first discovered. God, the face on this man, he's just nonplussed. Understood. Wolfgang, Captain of the Ducal Guard, ordered me not to reveal this information to anyone. However, I'm afraid I can no longer have any choice. On the first floor of Del Kfut's tower, there's a large doorway that leads deeper into the deeper areas of the spire. It is somewhere down there that the boy mysteriously appeared. A large central chamber, but that's all I remember. I am extremely grateful for all you've done for us, Doctor. Come, Rachnios, we have no time to lose. But there is a door. A locked door. And only Wolfgang knows how to open it. I have no worries, as Phoenix will lead the way. Rachnios, make your preparations quickly and meet me at the tower. Rachnios. This may be a worthwhile effort, but let me ask Wolfgang for the key to that chamber. While sometimes misled, he's a man who believes strongly in justice. He may believe that it is solely his duty to protect the world on the eve of destruction. We must let him know that there are those of us who will follow the same path as he. Here, take this envelope to the palace guard post. I'll be praying for your success, Rachnios. off to Rulude we go. Rulude, 1.1. And we are looking for a specific person at G6. There you go. There you are. Forbidden Soul. For Musiel. For the muscle. The Musiel. What's this? You say you've got business with the captain. Ah, Rachnios. He's looking for you. Eschental, Duke Vicarious, would like to hear your account of what transpired in the Northlands. What's this envelope? From Dr. Munbro. Why would he... First things first, follow me. Welcome back, adventurer. I see that you were unsuccessful in protecting the fourth crystal. It's looking more and more like you're the one who's leading the boy. Relax, adventurer. I'm not blaming you for anything. Nagmalada kept the secret of the amulet to himself. In his foolishness, he acted as a catalyst for what occurred in the Northlands. And now we know the true identity of the boy. There's no reason to further suspect your nation's involvement. I apologize for not trusting you. However, now we must put aside our misunderstandings and unite to save our world from being destroyed. Will you help us protect the mother crystals? I suppose. Well, we got any other options? Rachnios? In the presence of the fourth crystal, I've learned that a strange occurrence took place. Is it true that the girl you took actually helped Celtis and thwarted the plans of our Nagmalada? It is extremely important you do not withhold information from us. Yeah, that's true, she did. I see. The Duchy is currently searching for that girl. We do not wish to punish her. We simply feel she might be in grave danger. We must find her so that we can protect her. The first threat to her will be, of course, Nagmalada. He's already attempted to make it seem as if the fall of the fourth crystal was the girl's fault. If he finds her, he will more than likely poison her mind, preventing her from speaking of anything that may harm his plan. The second threat will be that boy Celtis. His next destination will likely be the fifth and final crystal. However, this crystal lies deep beneath the sea, and only one who knows how to reach it is the girl. Finally, our third threat will consist of assassins from the south. You may have already heard the rumors of the Mithran sin hunters that have crossed the southern seas to try the theologians of Tavnazia. Oh, we've already encountered them. These hunters will not give up until they've punished all those who they seek. Yeah, they are persistent.
And that's why we need your help. If you find the girl, bring her here. No harm will be done to her, I swear on the name of the goddess. Lady Chantal. Arachnios, did you tell them everything that happened in the Northlands? My plan was flawless. If it wasn't for that despicable girl Prish, I would have captured Celtis, and this whole ordeal would have been solved. That girl heard the whisper of Celtis' soul and sang the Memoria de Satona and helped him escape. The testament of affinity she possesses. It connects the heart and souls of men. Celtis has been using that to control her. But now we have the chance to find out his true intentions. If we can capture the girl, we can use it to tap into Celtis' mind. We can learn if he truly arrived to save Alto.
You despicable man. Are you saying that Celtis does not know that our crusade ended long ago?
You fool. Are you saying Celtis does not know that the celestial capital was destroyed long ago? And perhaps it is merely we who do not know the true outcome of the crusade, or the true fate of our capital. I propose an expedition be sent to Alto. There we may find the answers of why Celtis he survived all these centuries, and why he continues to poison the mother crystals. And that's why we must first investigate the line leading to the 5th crystal. Please, grant me access to the crystal terminal. I understand why you feel an expedition to Alto is necessary. However, the Emerthan Society has already made a decision on this matter. I seem to recall that you have been given orders to research the Moblin city that was discovered near Bastock. All affairs concerning Celtis are best left to Echantal. You are not to interfere. But Lady Echantal has already been given the assignment of Bahamut. Celtis is a much graver problem than you can imagine. I do not think... Yes, you do not think. Do you really believe attacking the boy with the Eye of Altana would defeat him? Your impudence is the cause of all of our problems. But... Nagmalada? Do not misunderstand us. The Society does not intend to pry at your faults. The reason we have entrusted you with the Moblin investigation is because your excellent Kulu powers of negotiation are vital for the success of the mission. But Lady Echantal, do you not realize how powerful the boy has become? Now with the eye gone and the path to the 5th crystal sealed, how do you plan on dealing with him? I don't even think you have a plan. Very well. Let me inform you of how we plan to stop Celtis. We can draw him forth without traveling to the 5th crystal, and we can seal him without your precious Eye of Altana. How? You can hear me, can you not, Celtis? It is I who possesses the other amulet you seek. I am waiting, Celtis. Come and fulfill the pact.
Here, take this envelope back to the doctor. It doesn't belong to me.
Why would he try to... Why would he try to interfere? Now the question is, how did she get that amulet? Curiouser and curiouser. I see by his reaction that Wolfgang understood the meaning of the map. Where should you go? That's a secret, Arachnios. Though if you think hard enough, I feel you'll come to understand. Oh, those are the striking dummies they just added. I was a little confused there for a moment. You will not find anything of interest there, Arachnios. This place... A long time ago, Juno, there were these two boys. Best of friends, always sticking their noses into places they did not belong. Fighting, getting into trouble. One day, the boys found a shard of blue glass. There was nothing special about it. It was probably just a broken bottle from one of the local pubs. However, to these boys, it was a fabulous treasure. Looking through that glass, the boys allowed the boys to see the world in a different light. It made the town new and exciting. The two would spend hours arguing over who was to use it next. But in time, the buildings and bridges began to bore them. And one day, the boys decided that they would defy their father's warnings and sneak out of the city gates to have a look at the rest of the world. For a member of the Ducal Guard, coming this far is a simple task. But for two young boys who had never ventured beyond the borders of their hometown, the little journey was a grand adventure. And on that journey, they brought their treasure. And when they gazed at the towering duchy through the soft blue glass, they realized the strength, the beauty, and the grandeur that was Juno.
They were awestruck by the sight of their hometown. The excitement they felt by watching Juno from the spot drew them back numerous times. However, one day, one of the boys said a strange thing. Juno's amazing, whether you look at it through the glass or not. Bro. It has been a long time since we've both visited this place. Look at the city. It's just as beautiful today as it was when we were boys. Wouldn't you say, Wolf? Why is it you've come here, Monbro? I've been so busy lately. I just thought I would come here to rest a spell. Why are you here? I was just patrolling the area. I see. Wolfgang. You know the glass is mine. What? Don't you remember where we buried it? You said the treasure's yours. I don't need it anymore. I never said such a thing. Oh, where's your proof? Do you have it in writing? I don't see any signatures. Some things never change, do they, Wolf? If you want it, it's yours. The shard should be right where we buried it. No. That treasure's neither mine nor yours. It was ours. Wolf? The true reason I came here was to bury the glass. I guess I never told you that I dug it up and kept it in my room. Recently, I seem to have lost sight of what I truly need to protect in this world. When I was a boy, staring at the duchy from this hill, I thought I finally realized what my father was risking his life to protect. Coming here today reminded me of that. And hopefully, I'll never forget again. I'll be seeing you, Burrow. Now, where did I put the key? I hope I did not bury it by mistake. Oh well. What's another slap on the wrist and a cut in pay? I have a successful doctor friend who will buy all the rounds next time we go to the pub. And who would that happen to be? I guess I was right. My old friend hasn't changed a bit. Arachnios, if I were you, I'd see what the captain has buried over there. I have a feeling it may be something useful to you on your quest. But I request you leave the other treasure where it rests. Allow the memories of two young boys to live on. Even if it is just for a while longer. Once again, I'd like to say that they've done a much better job of characterization of these NPCs. a much better job than they did in either Xylart or the base game by a significant margin. So I'm beginning to see why the story of 11 is considered so good. Realistically, it starts with Chains. Chains is where the game got upped significantly, both in characterization and writing. So we need to go to Delkfoot's. Lower Delkfoot's. Yeah, Otter Gun looks to be... Why have we... Okay, apparently we started, I haven't gotten far in, Otter Gun, but apparently we triggered Rhapsodies by entering. Whoops.
Master?
You alright? Apparently triggered Rhapsodies by entering here. Whoops.
It is nothing. I need a few days of respite. I pray it was the orb that led you here?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. 1.0 did a lot of unfortunate things by its mere existence. Though it did lead to the It did lead to 2.0, which led to a significantly better MMO in its later stages of development. But 1.0 was unfortunate in its mere existence.
For a brief moment I feared we would not meet again in this world. I have learned that the energies of the Mother Crystals converge upon this very tower. And that's why I've come, to see if I may be able to borrow it, but a fraction of it, that we may set things right. The crystal, it murmured something to me. The chains of Promethea. Master, another path was laid before you, and you walked and you encountered one who would shape your future. There's but one last step you must take to bring light to the orb. Did it not show you a particular person when it guided you here? It does not surprise me to hear that Prish appeared before you. Oft you would speak to me of the adventures that the two of you shared. The orb does naught without cause. You must seek her out and let the winds of fate blow you where they may.
Oh, trust me, it is doing that in ways you would not believe. I'd like you to meet Tenzen.
You wish for me to meet a man named Tenzen from the Far East? I should not be so taken aback. It's only natural for my path to cross his in this era. I'm, of course, intimately familiar with Sir Tenzen. He's the one who strongly insisted that I train under you and learn all I can. So it shall be.
Where will you go?
Although I'd hoped to give my regards to Prish in person first. But perhaps you're right. Meeting with Sir Tenzen is paramount. That leaves me with one question. Where can I meet with Sir Tenzen?
In Juneau?
It stands to reason he would visit the fabled city. Let's rendezvous in Vulude, then seek him out.
The time-traveling shenanigans that are contained within the storylines of Rhapsodies is mind-boggling. And yet appropriate. Let's see, we need to go to H5, which means we're going the wrong direction altogether. See, and that's a weird thing for say. The people said that they didn't like Abyssia. Abyssia is looked very fondly back upon, at least nowadays, by people who have been a part of the 11 community, from what I've heard. It's a shame it wasn't apparently that well received upon its launch. I did some Abyssia myself, and it seemed more... I liked it better than Dynamis, let me put it that way. Dynamis has issues. I can say I can deal with Dynamis, but Dynamis has problems. At least nowadays. Granted, it's been surpassed. Nowadays, and Dynamis D is probably never something I'm going to end up doing. And we'll see about any other endgame battle content. My, this thing has a lot of health. Rachnios, where did you get that key? Don't worry about it, Tenzen. The captain of the Ducal Guard.
Well, well, well.
You.
Excellent timing. Great minds think alike, wouldn't you say, Rachnios and Tenzen?
No doubt. No doubt it did, but also, given the current grinding situation in 11, unfortunately, from my perspective, unfortunately those people look like to be the ones who prevailed prominently in the influence on current endgame design in 11.
I never would have thought you two helped me. I too have some very important business on the other side of that door. Ah, what a grand sight. The 5 mother crystals. It is this contraption that protects them as they slumber beneath Vanadiel.
Protects them? So what is the purpose of this tower?
Exactly. The 5 crystals are protected by the 5 crystal lines that all converge upon this very spot. For centuries we've monitored the lines and protected the radiance of the crystals. However, when the Worm King Bahamut arrived, the 5 crystal lines began acting strangely. We could no longer control them. And then came Saltas.
He came here? So Melada, are you saying that boy came here via the crystal line? Which means, by traveling back through the line, he can...
Exactly. He can reach the 5th crystal. However, it's not as easy as you may think. The lines were not built as a path for men. They were built to gather the light of the mother crystals. The true reason Celtis is able to enter this place is because he was aided by a guardian of the crystals. A terrestrial avatar.
A terrestrial avatar? Yeah, the balance there is... In my opinion, it's been skewed more heavily towards time sink than anything else at this point. But I've made my opinion on the 3... I exaggerate when I say 4 or 5 end games of content built upon each other is the true end game. It's actually more accurately 3, but still. It is 3 heavy grinds that... Yeah. Yeah, that's the more... Yeah, that's exactly it. The phrase is more respect my time. Especially as the general population of gamers has gotten older. We don't have the time like we used to. And a lot of things they've added to 11 have changed that. The trusts, the constant rotation of monthly campaigns they give. The experience campaigns do a significantly better job of respecting your time better. But then you have exemplar points and prime weapons. So it's weird in my brain. A terrestrial avatar. It's all clear now. Phoenix led me to this place to show me a way to the capital of Alto.
Phoenix led you here? That is unfortunate. If this only happened before Soja was reactivated.
Reactivated? What do you mean by that, Nagmalada?
The ruins of Soja were once the homes of my Kulu brothers and sisters. However, at the onset of the Kulu War with the Xylart, the terrestrial avatars lent us their power and helped transform the area into an impenetrable stronghold. And deep below the ruins is a device that blocks the flow of energy through the crystal line. Eshrantel has repaired that device.
Repaired it? Why would she do such a thing?
I no longer know what the Society is plotting. That's why I came here. To find out their true intentions. Are you surprised? I guess that to you, we ancients, Kulu and Xylart, are all the same. That could not be further from the truth. The Xylart were blessed with the ability to subliminally communicate with all those around them. They possessed the Whisper of the Soul. It was the ability that made the bonds between them unbreakable. However, there are those who were born without the Whisper, the Kulu. My people were destined from birth to sit outside the bonds of the Xylartan community. But we bystanders were able to ascertain the truth. It was that helped us survive the crusade of 10,000 years ago. The Xylart, the terrestrial avatars, Saltus. Once again, their sins will deface Vanadiel and undermine her children.
That is terrible. If you know of such a battle brewing, why did you not attempt to stop it? Why must we fight the avatars? Such a battle would be meaningless. Our true enemies are the emptiness and the evil void that is spreading it.
Is that what you have to say? Tenzen, when are you going to stop being led around like a leash, on a leash like a measly dog? When are you going to see that what the terrestrial avatars really want? Listen, I told you once before, Saltus is nothing but a traitor. 10,000 years ago, he prevented the Xylart from obtaining what they desired. Now, he's just simply attempting the same thing. The records stored in the Crystal Line observation equipment have shown me the reason why Saltus travels to the Mother Crystals.
And that would be Nagmalada? Are you going to elucidate more?
By touching the shards, he's able to drain their light, their power.
The crystals' power?
To accomplish our task, we had to gather the power of the crystals and fuse it into one. And to do that, we needed to repair and revive the Xylartan machines that were damaged in the accident that occurred 10,000 years ago. With those machines working again, we were slowly able to draw the light of the crystals. When he realized he could not single-handedly take on the whole nation of Juno, he turned to the crystals themselves instead. And when he laid his hands upon them, their power flowed from the facets like water rushing from a broken dam. The sudden loss of power resulted in the disruption in the space surrounding the crystal. Without the life-giving light of the crystals shining upon it, the space became overwhelmed with darkness, with emptiness.
I think Nagmalada is spouting conjecture at best. But Celtis first appeared on Vanadiel the same time as Bahamut. In my home nation, there were many reports of emptiness eating its way through the land long before Bahamut ever arrived. Wait, you said you were slowly draining the light of the crystals? That would mean the cause of the emptiness in the east is you, the Xylart.
I was beginning to wonder when you would realize that, Tenzen. But don't misunderstand us. It was never our intention to harm Vanadiel with the emptiness. While we lay in slumber for the past 10,000 years, things changed. The crystals changed. Especially the fifth crystal, deep beneath Alto. When the celestial capital was destroyed and sunk to the bottom of the sea, the crystal was damaged. The data that it returns is very odd indeed. However, you need not worry. Once the Gate of Gods is opened, the crystals will return to their former state. And once they do, the emptiness will disappear, and the crystal's radiance and the Xylart will have accomplished their dream. Only the wretched terrestrial avatars stand in our way.
That is enough. Before I slice you in two, I will give you the opportunity to recall the words of Diabolos. Wake up. You are all bound like marionettes by the chains of Promethea. When the gates of paradise open, our world will be no more.
But with an end always comes a new beginning. Tenzen, have you asked your precious Phoenix what actually happens when our world is no more?
What do you mean?
Yes. The world we live in now is nothing but an illusion. Compared to paradise, Venediel is a sea cesspool festering with pain and suffering, lust, hopes, and dreams. Strict values waver in the winds of uncertainty, while you pilfer your precious time struggling to recognize the truths that peer back at you through the darkness. You are inclined to search aimlessly for hints of who you truly are, although you rarely discover them, and it is this failure that ultimately forces you to tread a vague path through your miserable lives. Even confessions of the soul result in disagreement and inconsistency, thrusting your pitiful masses into sheer chaos. It is this chaos that breeds evil, an evil that propels you into justifying deeds of malevolence to maintain your false sense of purity. You are born into this world, and this is the only world you know. That is why you fear its end. You fear it, and you fight it. The terrestrial avatars recognize this characteristic of your people and have used it to their advantage. Why? Have you ever wondered why the terrestrial avatars are named so? It's because they too are born on Venediel. If Venediel returns to paradise, they will be nothing but mere animals.
But
you people are nothing but puppets, your strings tied to the fingers of the terrestrial avatars, destined to a life of slavery. Why not open your eyes to the truth? Now that you realize your true enemies are the avatars who claim to protect you, your journey through darkness is over. You can leave the rest to me. I shall change your destinies. The light that Celtis has gathered from the mother crystals. If the celestial capital of Altau does still exist, then the Xylart's plan is... the monitoring device will inform me of the crystal's memories. The memories will guide me. Let your memories show me the truth I seek. I'm still only receiving partial data. There's too much interference coming from the fifth crystal. But that image, I've seen it somewhere before. Was the Chamber of the Eventide. That was Eshantarl. Yes, It's all clear now.
Could it be? Nagmalada said the terrestrial avatars are using us. Using us to prevent people from waking up and realizing the truth? But if that is true, the people who gave their lives for this flame... Phoenix, answer me! To grant you this form, lives were lost, villages destroyed. The lifeblood you drank from it, my people, was it not to save Vanadiel? Was it not to breathe hope back into her children? And once again, you tell me to visit Fenrir. Where? The southern tower of Soja? Is that all? We shall see what truths the final avatar presents with us. We shall see if we are simply being made fools of. It would seem I'm not the only person going through chains at this time. Honestly, Corsair's a really fun job. I actually have a lot of fun playing Corsair. Blue seems alright, Blue Mage. But like a lot of things in 11, it is very grindy, at least to unlock the spells, and it is not as straightforward as I would have hoped, as one could hope. Unfortunately, though, this is where we're gonna have to call it for today. We haven't quite made it our way through the full mission path. There's a little bit more, but I know we're not gonna have time to do it in the time we have left. So, for next time, we'll finish off Tenzen's path and get started on Lovrence's. And see what revelations are going to be in that one, because, well, Lovrenz has already showed up when we started and did Omia's path first. So clearly, something's going on, so... And I'll probably have some time to do, hopefully, a little bit of Ambuscade on my spare time. It looks like likely this Ambuscade is much more doable than previous ones, at least on difficulties that are not easy or very easy. And I might even be able to do some intense Ambuscade. It looks like intense might be doable. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So we'll see everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, where we're gonna play a demo for a game called Chaos Front. Which is, granted, another tactics game, but set in space. Possibly with giant robots. Yeah, it would be nice, but I don't expect the sub fee to be ever lowered. What money they make is consistent enough to where it keeps the game running, even in its extremely reduced state. So, we'll see everyone tomorrow. And with spring around the corner, hopefully the weather starts treating everyone well. We'll see you next time.